Welcome back to episode lucky number 13 of damn, I forgot again. Reality hits the fan. Yes, I remembered that off the top of my head. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Your favorite loan officer, Leon Palacio, again with one of my favorite people in this world. We've become very close since we started this, Mr. Erlis Abazi. I'm not gonna say it with the accent. All right, Erlis, where are we at? This is your favorite room.
We are in a good vibes room. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day down here in Naples, and yes, it is post Ian. A lot of our families are struggling out there. We want to come out there and give you some useful information that you and your loved ones can use today. We have some special guests, and I'm gonna have Leon introduce them to you pretty shortly. So without further ado, go ahead, Leon.
It was a very short time span. Yeah. When he means shortly, he means very shortly. Guys, we are here with some amazing people, also loan officers, a group that I believe meshes very well with us. Ideally, values-wise, these people serve their community. It's just amazing overall. I haven't gotten to really know you that much, but I know Gio fairly well. We've gotten to know each other over the years, and it's just an amazing individual. So that's my little introduction to them. I hope you guys enjoyed that because I also came up with that off the top of my head. Right. I'm just on a roll today.
Right? You just came from this, a week vacation. He went to Spain with his family. Your skin is glowing. I love it. That's fun. I can see it in you. You know?
There you go. Cool. So, without further ado, we are here with Mr. Giovanni Matita. Instagram name, because V, Home Loans by V, and Alex. Cool.
Alejandra.
Yeah.
Alejandra? Okay.
Only when she gets yelled
That's
at.
her Hispanic.
Are you Hispanic?
No.
Sometimes.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, you can pass for it, yeah. Okay, cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So, guys, welcome. Thank you.
We have another person right here. Special.
Home Loans by V.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I remember. Because we always communicate via social media.
Oh, I see.
So I'm like, who's Home Loans by V? It's cool. That's
right,
what I'm going with.
Let's give him a few seconds.
Is that actually your name? Because I have a tendency to make things up. Yeah, that exactly.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful name.
Let's give the mic to them so they can briefly tell us what they're all about. You know, who they work for and why they're so amazing.
Yeah.
So,
ladies first.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh yeah, I love the energy.
Yes, I'll go first. So Alexandra is my real name, but Alejandra, if boss is yelling at me, which he typically is. He's passionate. He just talks loud.
He's Italian.
He's Italian. So we are with NRL Mortgage, the Be Your Gift Group. I recently, about 2 years ago, kind of segued into the mortgage world. So right now I'm considered a licensed loan processor. So I still have my license. I write my own loans. But I started out as Giovanni's loan officer assistant. So he basically showed me the ropes for the past 2 years. And before that, I actually was a forensic scientist. So this is, I did fingerprints for the state. Mm-hmm. So I have a
so you're the
forensics
person
degree
we
and a
call
chemistry degree.
when we need to find out anything about our clients.
Absolutely. I will help you.
Interesting.
I thought I was good at that.
Make sure I get your number after we're done. Right?
Yes, I know. My go-to is like, I know how to hide a body. I'm like, just kidding. But I'm not.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for your introduction.
Yes,
It was actually
absolutely.
very nice to get to know you in that level. So, all right.
Well, thank you for having us. This is awesome.
Sorry, I should have said thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you. Well, my name is Viridiana Martinez. Head Home Loans by V. A lot of people know me now by V. It's fine. My name is long, and a lot of people don't have a hard time pronouncing it, so it's fine. I have been in the mortgage industry for about 4 years. I have a background in accounting. I'm a numbers person. One day I was like, you know what? This is not for me. I don't think I can do this anymore. It was like the same thing over and over again every single day. And then I was given the opportunity to start in the mortgage industry. Actually, funny story, the way I was introduced to the mortgage industry was I met my loan officer. And I show up to her office with my folder and with all my documents. And I handed them to her and she said, oh my gosh, are you looking for a job? I said, no, I need a mortgage.
I was gonna say you're the only client to ever do that in the history of humanity.
Because, and I couldn't understand what she meant at that point, until I got into the industry. She was like, "You're here, or organize it, all your documents, like everything that I needed and more." And I was like, "No, I just need a mortgage." So, long story short, probably 2 years later, I went back because I needed another mortgage, and then she said, "Do you still need a job?" And I said, "I don't know. Let me just close on this loan, and then we'll see."
Smart.
Right? Let's close this loan, and then we'll see what happens. So a few months later, like again, I love the company that I work with. I work with amazing people. It was Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I had benefits, vacations, you name it, everything and anything. Like anybody would have been like, "You have the perfect job."
Right.
Right? Because it sounded like the perfect job, and it was great. But at that moment in my life, I felt like I needed something else. Like when you feel like you're like, I need something else. Like this is not fulfilling me anymore. So I felt like that, and I gave her a call and I said, "Hey, is the job still available?" And she said, "Yeah. When can you start?" And I said, "Monday." And the rest is history.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's a
amazing.
beautiful story. We all
Yeah,
have something.
it is.
Yours
Yeah.
are unique, by the way.
To all my borrowers listening out there, please, all your documents in one shot. Please, one folder. Just work on organization for humanity.
And don't change jobs before closing your loan.
Yes, I was gonna say, if your loan officer was willing to give you a job before you bought the house, she's not a good loan officer.
Maybe she meant after.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that, but you did. Okay, good.
She's getting real.
Fire.
So thank you guys, Giovanni Matita, NRL Mortgage. I'm the branch manager. I get the awesome privilege to working with these two amazing humans along with our other team members. We are the Be Your Gift team. And then the backstory behind that is we believe that, God, it's actually scripture. God gave us all a gift to share with the world. And we operate from that space, and we use our office as a platform for that. So when you walk into our office, we come from a very servant mentality, and we allow people to be themselves. So when you walk in, we have just very similar to your office. It's what our mindset's very similar, where it's a safe, cool place to come in, and we help individuals. Been doing this straight out of college. Been doing this for 18 years. I've worked everywhere from wholesale to private banks to small community banks to the broker world. My favorite part about this business is taking a scenario, taking the puzzle, putting it together, coming up with the solution. My parents immigrated to the United States when I was 3, and as an immigrant, you don't know a lot of stuff. So one of the things I love the most is that I know what people don't know. So I give them the information that they don't know that they don't know. So that's where I get a lot of fun from it.
Beautifully said.
That's awesome.
Beautiful
Yeah.
said. Thank you so much, guys,
You're
for
welcome.
being here with us. It's actually truly, it's like, I'm going to steal your word, a privilege to have all three of you here. Beautiful stories from the beginning to the end. So yes. So let's dive in. Let's talk about this post-Ian and how are the banks reaching out to or being out there to help you out with needs. We understand some of your homes may be destroyed today. Some of you may be staying at hotels or friends and families. So let's take it a step further. So what would you guys recommend, or what is something that we want our listeners to hear as far as what are banks doing today to help them keep up with the mortgage payments and things of that nature?
Who wants to take it? You guys make me do everything.
Your turn will come. Don't worry.
So, there's all different types of scenarios right now. There's people that have lost screens, and there's people that have lost their entire homes, right? And in a crisis, there's 3 phases. The first phase is survival, right? We're about 3 weeks out. Survival is typically the first 14 days. So we've survived. Our hearts and prayers go to the people that haven't survived. It's the loss of life is just heartbreaking. And now we're in this, then there's recovery and then reframing. And recovery, we're in that recovery phase. Right. We're 4 to 8 weeks of recovery. And what that means is, where am I going to live? What about my car? What if my place of work is no longer there? Do I find a new job? And then also reframing is, how has this changed the landscaping for Florida, my industry, my family, what's going to happen? So as we're going through this recovery phase, I would strongly encourage you not to rush into anything. If you have a mortgage, I'd call your bank and say, hey, I lost my home, so I may not be able to make payments, whatever your financial situation is. They could do something called a forbearance, and where they'll not have you make payments for a period of time, 6, 12 months. But I would say only take advantage of that if you truly need it, because you can adversely affect your credit that way. Deal with your insurance companies. If you don't have insurance, reach out to FEMA. There's a lot of resources. And then from there, I would encourage you to speak to a mortgage company similar to one of ours,
Right.
where we're just going to give you good information so that you can decide on what's best for you. Maybe buying a home is what's best for you. Maybe living temporarily while your home gets repaired is what's best for you. But the last thing you want to do after you've been through something so traumatic as of being displaced from your home, and it doesn't matter if you have millions of dollars in the bank or two, anyone that gets displaced from their home is going through a lot of emotions, and you typically never make the right decision when you're going through something like that. So I would just encourage you to get information, find some people that you could trust, and how you know if you could trust them or not is while you're asking them questions. You need to decipher whether they're trying to sell you something or whether they're trying to really give you value, so you can make the best decision for yourself.
Right. In addition to that, and I'm not sure if you guys had a chance to listen to the news this morning, but Governor DeSantis, he postponed, not forgave, but he postponed property taxes for 28 counties in Florida, which is amazing news. It's truly amazing news.
I don't know.
So it happened this morning, as a matter of fact. So how that works is it goes like this. If your house got destroyed but you can't live in it, why are you paying for it? So if the governor is doing it, it goes back to your point, we have to do something to help our borrowers as well, right?
Correct.
And then you said it very well, that you got to survive. You got a family to provide for. You need a roof over your head. You need a vehicle to get from A to B so you can provide for this family of yours. So we have some of the answers to help these borrowers of ours, or anybody out there for that matter. Our doors are always open, right? So simply just reach out, and we'll provide you information that we know. We work together. We are good friends. As a matter of fact, we're best friends after this. Right. So that's a
Went
good
all the
thing.
way to the top of the list. Jeez.
So yes. So you mentioned something that caught my attention. You said something, perhaps the word rehab. I got it from your comment. So let's talk about the rehab portion of it, right? So they're going through the rebuild.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say rebuild.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, let's say that my house is underwater today.
Yeah.
Right. And it may take years to rebuild because supplies and bridges may not be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So can I buy another house if I am a borrower?
So you can, right? So you there are programs out there. There's a program that's being advertised. It's called the FHA 203H. And what that program is if it's presidentially designated disaster area, which Collier and Lee has been, you can get 100% financing on a new home. And they will not count the payment of your existing home against you, and you could buy a new home. Typically, I would stay with a single family home, 1 unit single family home. So that is a valuable option. And I want to let you know that, but also I want to encourage you to speak to a loan officer that's going to go through all those options with you. Look at the finances and go, this makes sense for me and my family, or this does not make sense for me and my family. And you may be listening to this going, I thought you're a mortgage company, you should be promoting mortgages. We are, but we want to make sure that we promote the mortgage that people need, not mortgages just because we want to write another mortgage to make money. And I say that just from the bottom of my heart, because we are responsible right now. Our industry is one of the ones that, from a humanitarian standpoint, needs to give good information, not for profit, which we are for profit, but to give you the information that is best suited for you. And that might be to buy a home, and I promise you anyone in this room will help you write that loan. But let's have that conversation first.
Right. So I'm okay not to live in my home because it's underwater, and I can reach out to you, even though I have a mortgage on this property. So there is a program out there that could potentially help me find a better home and a newer home. So what happens to my home that's underwater that I own a mortgage now? Do we know anything about that?
Great. That's an awesome question. And this is a once in a century type of loan, right?
Right.
Sorry, once in a century type of storm. So you got to go back to like Hurricane Andrew. You got to go back to Katrina. You got to go research Harvey, right, in Texas on what happened. So the way the program works is if your home is unlivable and you can provide proof that's unlivable, and you can provide proof that you're going through the insurance process to rehab it,
Right.
to fix it up. When that home is done, now you have a choice to make. Where are you going? Where are you going to live? Are you going to sell that home? Are you going to sell the home that you just bought? The 203H program has to be taken out within the first year after the storm.
I see.
So you see that? So I feel like where a lot of people will benefit is if you were renting.
Right.
This is what makes more sense. If you were renting a home, you qualify this, and the home is unlivable, and you go, oh my gosh, I didn't have the saved down payment to buy, but I could afford a monthly payment. And rents are continuing to increase because of supply and demand. The renters should really look at this right now as like, hey, I could buy a home with 100% financing. I can negotiate the seller to pay for my closing costs. That in my mind makes more sense, because unless your home was a total loss, most homes are going to be repaired within a 3 to 6 month period. And then also we spoke off camera, but our congressman, Byron Donalds, has done some amazing work where what I've heard was 8% of Florida was affected by the storm.
Right.
So other places, other Home Depots, Lowe's, they have brought their resources from other parts of the state here. So there's going to be plenty of resources here to help rebuild homes. Of course, there's going to be a labor shortage,
Right.
but there's going to be supplies here to help rebuild homes. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to rebuild people's homes sooner.
Right.
I hope that helps.
That helps a great deal. So I am personally, I'm fully informed. So as far as documents, we talked about that earlier, and you had a beautiful story about documents, how you came in prepared. you pretty much gave a loan officer what he or she was looking for, and the rest is gravy. So as far as, let's talk about the SAM program. Now, what are the requirements that I have to, perhaps give if I'm the borrower, I'm trying to look for a home, or I'm a renter? Now, what are the documents that I would need to give to you as a loan officer so you can build this loan for me? I mean, you guys can answer that question all together.
You guys want me to take it? You got it?
You can take it.
All right. But
So we want to hear your voice. Come on, you're part of the team.
I will say this: the 203H program is not a program that loan officers do regularly, right?
Right.
So I have not personally done one. It's an FHA loan, but it's enhanced to 100% financing. And I've read up on the guidelines, and the guidelines are more flexible on, hey, if you lost everything in the storm and you can't provide a certain document, right? You could use an alternative document. In my mind, I'm thinking if you're retired and you can't find your award letter, but you could probably show your bank statement to show the money coming in, right? As I'm also tongue in cheek, when this program first came out, things weren't as digital as they are now. Pretty much now, if you have a username and password, you can get those documents. But there's a part of the program that's helpful if you have late payments or your credit has gone down since the storm because you weren't able to work or you weren't able to make your payments on something. They will not count against you. We can go as low as a 580 credit score. So that's super helpful. If you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to pay my credit card, my home was underwater. That's the last thing you were thinking about. There's some flexibility there.
Yeah. Let's also take a second to piggyback off what you just said. If you as a consumer or borrower ask your loan officer and they say, oh, I'm an expert at 203H, I can 100% guarantee you that they're lying to you. This is a program that comes out only if there's a natural disaster. So we're all learning and going through it. Some of us read more guidelines than others. But take in mind that we're working with you to provide the best information that we have on hand at the moment. So
Yes.
just my 2 cents.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I think you are well versed as far as this program goes. I'm learning to put the pieces together. It's a puzzle. Everything changes. Guidelines change on a regular basis, and we got to stay on top of them. And we're good at that. We share the information. So I am very pleased with the information you just shared with us. So thank you for doing that. Leon, what are your favorite things that you want to ask?
Oh, are we going to this section already? All right. So, and I'll ask all three of you, whoever wants to take the lead first. I feel like it's going to be Matito. We could be in for a surprise here, though. Right? What is one piece of advice that you can give a borrower, a fellow loan officer, a realtor partner, anybody that you can talk to right now?
Well, let me piggyback on it one way. So, what is one piece of advice you'd give to someone that is truly struggling because of Hurricane Ian, considering that the interest rates are a little bit higher? What would be something that you want to give them, a piece of your mind, so they can put it to use and come to you and say, "What, help me solve this problem."
You know, Amazon has Alexa, and we have Alex. Alex.
So to take it a little bit off of interest rates and mortgages and all that, so I mean that's all important. I know that's what we all do here, but honestly, I would just say don't be ashamed and don't be afraid to come to someone to say that you're struggling. I know a lot of people are really proud. They've worked their whole lives for their homes. They're not used to asking for help. I mean, I know sometimes I struggle with that myself, which is why I can sit here and say that. So honestly, don't be afraid. Speak up, say that you need something. I wanted to throw this in earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow, because when we were talking about like people's homes and what they need, another aspect, if you really are in need and you can't get a contractor out, or you can't get someone else out to your house to help you do what you need, our church has been incredible. They've been sending out deploying teams to actually help remove debris, rip out furniture, knock down drywall, tarp roofs, all of those things. So 77411 is the number you can text, and you just text NLC need. So it's NLC need to 77411. And
you go to Next Level.
yeah, Next Level Church. And so I just wanted to throw that out there because it's a huge resource that we've been providing to people who are really struggling and don't know where to turn.
Right.
But yeah, back to what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to ask the questions and don't be afraid to ask for help, because we all are here for each other. This community's been incredible, what they've done. I'm seeing all the love, all the posts, all like the donations, and just, I had a friend that was sharing with me that her neighbor's house got completely destroyed on McGregor in Fort Myers, and people were literally like walking by like in the debris, and they saw people struggling to take out furniture. So random people were going in each other's homes and helping remove things. They didn't know each other from a hole in the wall, but so things like that do happen. People are still good, so just keep that in mind.
That's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's truly amazing.
It is.
People coming together and pouring love for the ones that need it the most. That's truly outstanding.
And those are the messages that we need to share with each other. There's so much, social media is an amazing tool, but there's so much negativity on it. And to really see people come together outside of it, no cameras around, just helping each other out, to me, that's everything.
Humanity.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So
Well, it just goes to show that we actually all really care about each other. No matter your political affiliation,
Color.
vaccine, not vaccine, like at the end of the day, when people are helping one another, it's not that you don't ask those questions. It's like, hey, you're another human being, you're another man, woman, child that needs help.
Yes.
And it's all built inside of us to help one another. So, I mean, also, we have 2 mortgage companies in one room on a podcast. That doesn't happen. It doesn't, right? And it's not from a competitive standpoint. It's like, how do we share our hearts with each other, and then also let's create some value so other people can go, holy smokes. It's more than X, because
Right.
we all go home to a family, and that's it.
And help doesn't require anything in return.
No,
Absolutely.
It comes from our hearts. It comes from kindness. It comes from us wanting to help another family be the same as ours.
Yeah,
Right? So, go ahead, Leon.
definitely.
Pick
V.
next.
Well, what I wanted to add is like it's something that I've been seeing a lot just in social media or just out there talking to people. If you're struggling right now, either you lost your home that you own or you lost the home that you rented got destroyed, do not allow anyone to force you into making a decision. The reason why I'm saying that is because unfortunately when we have something so catastrophic as what we just are going through or went through, a lot of people take advantage of that. A lot of people come from out of state or even from other communities and try to take advantage. I'm seeing it online, people getting scammed because they're looking for a place to rent. And instead of like taking a step back and saying, okay, does this make sense? Like people asking, to just spend more money for the deposit. And I'm like, wait a minute, like in what world does that seem okay? But in my mind, I'm thinking, if this person is trying to find a place for the family, they're not even thinking about it. So my advice is just take a step back. I know that a lot of people are struggling right now, finding, rent, even buying a car. Just be mindful of that. Like just do your research, ask the same questions, even like ask for help. Like go with someone who you trust. And I think the reason why all of us are in this room is because we want to make sure that people know that we're here to help. Like we do mortgages. That's what we do. Like it just. But at this point, I think that what I want to make sure that people know is like we're here as a resource. We're here to answer your questions. Like we're here, you know, like a lot of people, and I think Giovanni mentioned it before, where, you know, like when you go in, when you walk into a dealership, and a lot of people are hesitant, myself, to go in there, you know, walk in there and just going like, I just want to see the cars. I don't even know if I want to buy. Like sometimes I wouldn't even go, because I don't want to be forced into like, oh, buy this car or buy that car if I'm not even ready. So at this point, if you have, you know, questions about either your mortgage payments or, you know, what do I do? My home was destroyed. I don't even know what to do. You can come to us. You can come to us for questions. You can come to us for advice. Like really, and the other thing is like we're surrounded by so many knowledgeable people. Like even if I don't know the answer, I can like send, hey, you know, just go with this person or go with that person, or hey, I know, you know, an insurance agent, or I know an attorney who can help you, or things like that. Like just reach out. And then one last thing, please, and it just I'm so passionate about it, because I cannot even like imagine other people taking advantage of people already like suffering. Like that really just makes me so upset. One thing that I would really advise people to do is like just work with local people. Work with local businesses. The reason why I'm saying that, and I really say it from the bottom of my heart, is because at least you know that the people are here and people have good intentions, rather than if you're working with people. I'm not bashing anybody, but in this situation like this, I feel like we have to come together as a community the way that we're doing it, but at the same time we have to, I don't want us to forget about this in like 2 or 3 weeks and be like, okay, let's move on with our lives, because even, you know, we're blessed and we're so grateful that, you know, we're able to still live our lives, come to work, you know, live our normal life. A lot of people out there are still suffering. They still, you know, struggling. So I just want us to, you know, not forget to keep working, you know, as a community and keep supporting each other. Like one thing that I'm seeing out there is like so many local businesses, you know, supporting the community. You know, like let's keep supporting those businesses that actually came out when everyone needed it. You know, like I haven't seen, maybe I'm wrong, and I haven't seen any big company saying, hey, here's some water. Hey, we opened the restaurant and everyone can come and have a hot meal. You know, and our community has. Our businesses have. So let's just keep doing that. You know, like we're going to be able to rebuild it, but I think the way that we are going to be able to do that is like if we continue to stay together.
That was
Absolutely.
beautiful. So give us your peace of mind and tell us, what would you recommend? I want to hear it again.
So I'm going to take a different approach on this one. Well done, Beery and Alex. You know, if you are okay, and your home's intact and your business is intact and you have resources, I've heard people say, I feel guilty. And I understand that, but there's nothing you did wrong. So I want to encourage you to, if you have something that can help someone else, use your blessing to bless others. I've seen a lot of that, but I was also talking to someone yesterday that has clients in Port Royal that their homes are okay. And these people are writing checks for $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. They want to help people, because the truth is, people need to buy new washers and dryers and all those types of things. And you could drive down a neighborhood and just be like, what do you need? And we've done that. We've given gift cards and stuff like that. So don't feel bad about what you have. Share it with others. We're all affected in a different way. But I want to encourage you, reach out to a local organization, reach out to us, reach out to an insurance agent and say, hey, which one of your clients have lost everything? And how can I help them? Maybe you buy new baby furniture. Maybe you buy maternity clothes for people. Like, you want to feel awesome.
Right.
Yes.
It's almost guilty how good your heart feels when you give to someone that you want nothing in return, and you're actually giving it to them. Like, go buy your kids some new clothes. Like, everyone's smiling in this room. Like, that's what I want to encourage those of you that are affected, and then also those of you that are normally helpers that can't help this time. I'm normally a helper. But right after the storm, I had no power. I had to receive a generator from Alex's parents. But as soon as I received it, then I was able to plug in all of my neighbors' well, not all of them, 4 of my neighbors' refrigerators, and I saved all their meat freezers from losing stuff, right? So we helped a nurse down in Lake Park. She goes, I'm used to helping people, but I can't. Her house flooded. I said, listen, now it's your turn to receive the help. And it's hard for us to receive help, but receive it, because once you're okay, think of how many more people you could help. That's the thing that we have. If we all weren't okay in rebuilding our homes, we wouldn't be able to come together and add value to everyone else. So don't feel bad about being okay, and if you need help, ask for it.
Well said, folks. You heard it from our greatest friends, that there are options out there. There are options out there. Those options, I'm going to outline what you guys just mentioned. Take a step back, reevaluate. Don't take anybody else's opinion. It may not be correct. It may not be the right one. Please don't jump to making decisions. It is important to speak to someone, one of us, and we'll share with you our contact information very shortly. And there's a beautiful program that can help you. You meaning the ones who are currently renting, the ones that are currently struggling because their homes are underwater. It is 100% financing. Correct, and is available. It exists. We're all learning about the program. There was some great information shared with you on this podcast, and there's more to come. Did I touch on all of them? Step back, 100% financing, and
receive the help.
Reach out for help. For help. Right. Yeah. So there you have it.
Cool.
There you have it.
Actually, I would like to challenge everybody that listens to this is don't just do that because we're in the middle of after a disaster, right? Yes, please help. But go a step further and do it randomly. Every once in a while, I'll just pay for somebody's meal behind me in a drive-through. Or if I can buy groceries for, because the feeling that gives you and to touch base off of that is, it's almost hard to put in words, right? So just be a good person, be your own gift to kind of jump off of your guys' things. And just help people. We're all in this thing called life together, even though we're not, right? So we're all individuals, but if we come together, it makes life so much better. And you really don't know who you're impacting by just one simple word, one simple act of kindness. Just be somebody's gift.
So how do we get a hold of these wonderful people? I wanted to hear it from you guys individually. Alex, you tell us first. How do we get a hold of you?
I'm supposed to put my cell phone
Alex!
here.
Your Instagram.
Is there an email address?
My email? No, I have to spell it. It's my alexandra.king@NRL, that's Nancy Ralph Llama, mortgage.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, also, if you write it down for us, we'll have them tag it into the video. Yeah.
And you can find me on Instagram. My handle is Home Loans by B. Just don't forget to follow.
Good.
And my phone number is 239-537-5485.
Amazing.
Instagram's probably best. Giovanni Matita. Just Google me, you'll find me.
Awesome. And ours is the same. MVMGRP.com. This is our website. This is where we find all of our information, whether it's social media, personal email addresses, including our personal phone numbers, and we are here to help you. It truly comes, and I'm going to take the words from these wonderful people behind me, from our hearts. It is a privilege to be sitting here to help you, give you information that you truly do need in times like this. Leon?
I feel like I've said a lot and I've said nothing. But again, guys, we're here to serve however we can help. Ask the questions. Please don't think that's a stupid question. Sometimes they are stupid questions, so be careful with that. But again, just ask it. You'll find out if it's stupid or not by my reaction. Guys.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your knowledge. We are going to do this again if that's okay with you guys, and maybe we can bring this to your neck of the woods.
Oh man, it'd be fun.
I love
your guys' office.
It's been a pleasure. We'll see you soon.